Hello there, geography nerds and fans of things that are impressive but probably won't happen. Today, we're diving headfirst into the Strait of Gibraltar. It's that little bit of water separating Europe and Africa, where the Mediterranean Sea says, "Out of my way, Atlantic Ocean, I need a refill." Now you might think, hey, it's the 21st century. We've got bridges spanning crazy distances. Why not just throw one over the Strait of Gibraltar? Problem solved. Well, my friends, it's not quite that simple. Think of it like trying to build a Lego bridge over a bathtub during an earthquake, while two toddlers argue over who gets to play with the pirate ship underneath. It's complicated. We're about to explore why this engineering marvel remains a twinkle in the eyes of ambitious architects. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy, hilarious, and surprisingly informative ride. First things first, let's talk about why we even care about the Strait of Gibraltar. This isn't some random backwater channel, it's a maritime superhighway. Think of it as the main artery pumping goods into and out of the Mediterranean. Every day, hundreds of ships carrying everything from oil and gas to those little umbrellas for your fancy cocktails squeeze through this watery bottleneck. It's the main route for trade between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Closing it off, even temporarily, would be like hitting the pause button on a good chunk of the global economy. And let's be honest, nobody wants to deal with the fallout of that, especially when you consider the potential for international incidents. We're talking trade wars, diplomatic standoffs, maybe even some strongly worded letters to the editor of The Guardian. Speaking of international incidents, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the strait in the world, politics. See, the Strait of Gibraltar is bordered by Spain on one side and Morocco on the other. This narrow waterway is not just a geographical feature, it's a significant geopolitical flashpoint. Now, these two countries are generally on good terms, but let's just say their history is complicated. Centuries of trade, conflict, and cultural exchange have woven a complex tapestry of relations. Building a bridge would require a level of cooperation and trust that, frankly, might be asking a bit much. The engineering marvel would be a symbol of unity, but the political hurdles are immense. Who gets to collect the tolls? Who's responsible for security? These questions are not just logistical, but deeply political, touching on issues of sovereignty and control. What happens if one country decides to close the bridge because, politics? The potential for diplomatic fallout is enormous. These are just a few of the diplomatic headaches a bridge project would create. Negotiations would be long and arduous, with every detail scrutinized. And then there's the small matter of Gibraltar itself. This British overseas territory is a strategic military and naval base, adding another layer of international intrigue. This little slice of British territory, perched on the edge of Spain, adds another layer of complexity to the mix. The sovereignty of Gibraltar has been a contentious issue for centuries. It's like trying to have a quiet dinner party with your neighbors when their grumpy uncle, who nobody really likes but has to invite anyway, decides to show up and voice his opinions on everything. The dynamics are delicate, and one wrong move could upset the entire balance. Section 4. Money, money, money. The price tag that sinks all dreams. Okay, let's say we magically solve all those pesky political problems. Imagine a world where everyone agrees, and all the red tape just vanishes overnight. There's still the teensy-weensy issue of money, and by teensy-weensy, I mean a colossal, mind-boggling amount of cash. Building a bridge across the Strait of Gibraltar would be, to put it mildly, insanely expensive. We're talking about a project that would make even the most ambitious infrastructure plans look like child's play. We're talking hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions of dollars. That's enough money to fund entire countries for years. For that kind of cash, you could build a lot of other cool things. Think about futuristic cities, advanced transportation systems, or even entire space colonies. Like a rocket to launch all the politicians arguing about the bridge into space. Just imagine the peace and quiet. Or, invest in some renewable energy sources, combat climate change, maybe even buy everyone on Earth a lifetime supply of those tiny cocktail umbrellas. The possibilities are endless. And don't forget the ongoing maintenance costs. This isn't a one-time expense, it's a financial commitment that would last for decades. We're talking about a bridge exposed to some of the harshest marine environments in the world. The challenges are immense and relentless. Saltwater corrosion, strong currents, the occasional rogue wave trying to relive its Titanic moment. Maintaining this hypothetical bridge would make maintaining the International Space Station look like a walk in the park. It's a never-ending battle against nature. Can't we just dig under it? The tunnel vision solution. All right, so a bridge is out. The idea of spanning the Strait of Gibraltar with a bridge is a non-starter due to the immense engineering challenges and geopolitical issues. But what about a tunnel? Tunnels have been used to connect land masses before, so why not here? Surely we can just burrow under the seabed and avoid all those pesky surface world problems. Well, not so fast. The seabed here is not just any seabed, it's a complex and challenging environment. While a tunnel might sidestep some of the geopolitical and shipping challenges, it comes with its own unique set of headaches. For one, the construction process would be fraught with difficulties. It's not just about digging, it's about dealing with the unpredictable nature of the seabed. For starters, the Strait of Gibraltar is deep, like really deep. The depth alone presents a monumental challenge. At its deepest point, it plunges down over 900 meters. That's a staggering depth to consider for any construction project. That's deeper than the Burj Khalifa is tall. Imagine trying to build something that far down. Digging a tunnel that deep through complex geological formations would be an engineering nightmare. The rock formations and underwater currents add layers of complexity. And then there's the issue of safety. Ensuring the tunnel is safe for use is a whole other challenge. A tunnel that long would need to be incredibly well ventilated and equipped with escape routes in case of emergencies. Safety protocols would need to be top-notch. Imagine being stuck in a traffic jam, hundreds of meters below the seabed, with no easy way out. With nothing but the faint sound of Shakira playing on the radio to keep you company, it's not exactly a comforting thought. Not exactly ideal, is it? The dream of a tunnel under the Strait of Gibraltar remains just that, a dream, fraught with too many challenges to be feasible at this time. A history of conquest and trade. This strait's got stories. Now, you might be wondering why anyone would even consider such a ludicrously ambitious project in the first place. To understand that, we need to take a trip back in time. The Strait of Gibraltar has been a strategically important choke point for millennia. The Greeks called it the Pillars of Hercules, believing it marked the edge of the known world. The Romans, those ambitious engineers, actually considered building a dam across the strait. Can you imagine the audacity? They figured they could lower the water level in the Mediterranean, turn it into a giant saltwater lake, and charge people admission. Throughout history, the strait has been fought over, sailed upon, and dreamed about. It's a place where civilizations have clashed and cultures have blended. So it's no surprise that the dream of bridging this gap, of physically connecting two continents, continues to capture our imaginations. So, no bridge then, the future of this famous gap. So, where does that leave us? Is a bridge or tunnel across the Strait of Gibraltar ever going to happen? The short answer is probably not anytime soon. The challenges are simply too great, the costs too astronomical, and the political will, well, let's just say it's not exactly a top priority. But hey, never say never. Technology is constantly evolving. Maybe one day some brilliant engineer will come up with a revolutionary new design that makes all of these challenges disappear. Maybe we'll have self-building bridges, or teleportation devices, or giant robotic squids that can ferry us across the strait. Until then, we'll just have to admire the Strait of Gibraltar for what it is, a breathtaking natural wonder, a reminder of the power of nature, and a testament to the enduring human spirit of ambition, ingenuity, and perhaps a touch of madness. And who knows, maybe that's enough. Until the next time, happy sailing.